Welcome to another unboxing video with another massive parcel from Fusion Retro Books. So let's open it up and have a look inside. So this is December 2025, and that gives us a clue as to what's inside here. So we have, we'll start off with the little extra perks. So we have the Fusion Light Gun Special. As you can see, my feature on the Magnum Light Phaser, Time Crisis, House of the Dead Retrospective, Fusion Loves Operation Thunderbolt, Super Scope vs Menacer, 16-bit arms race, Musical Marvels, themes from House of the Dead 2 and 3 on NES Zapper, The Best of the Wii Zapper, A History of Light Gun Video Games, good piece by Alan Hamilton, and a Fusion Fail, A Duck Hunt. So then there's also the Oli Frey Archive Volume 1, issues 1 to 48. This is also part of the recent ZZAP, The Legacy. And so we're looking through, and we'll have a quick flick through some classic ZZAP 64 covers. And then a little extra, the ZZAP 64 cover girl interview, Karen Wilde, who appeared on the cover of issue 28. We have Crash Presents Next magazine, Z Extreme's Next. Special issue celebrating some of the best games made for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum Next so far by Graham Mason. So this little A to Z with some great games in there. Head Over Heels, Lone Runner, Magnum Clean Shot, Next Point, The Next War, Night Night, one of my favourites, O. And of course there's also special deluxe collector's edition of some of these available from Fusion Retro Books. Chainyard Express, clever puzzle game, TX 1696 to shoot 'em up. Divarian 2, more by Michael Flashware. Radux Revenge, Warhawk again, Rusty Pixels. Way of the Exploding Fist, Webster and the Spiderbots. Xeno Brigade Extinction. So that's a cool one for Next users. So then we have the various annuals. So we'll start off with Fusion 2026, covering retro, current gen, indie, tabletop and toys. So Fusion Annual 7, press 1 or 2 player start. It's the contents. Fusion Dragon's Den, featuring this about badass bosses. Review of the Drifter, Fusion Loves Operation Morph, Star Trek Next Generation interactive video board game, City Crisis, awful artwork, Sim Golf, Good Walk Spoiled, the Robocop games, get the classic Robocop titles including Robocop vs Terminator, official game, Musical Marvels from Trine Free, and Why We Still Love Katamari, my article, more awful artwork, review of Bad North, Evercade Forever, that moment when you get your first horsey in Gunsmoke, more Dragon's Den, more awful artwork, McDonald's video games, Burger King steps up to the grill, Wimpy, Fusion Loves Exelon, Donkey Kong Country at 30, fantastic series, Spy Hunter, the updated PS2 era game, Commodore Amiga November 1991 charts in the game chart flashback, Some classic games there. Review of Dungeon Crawler. Jelly Monsters, awful artwork. Command and Conquer, looking back at the original. And the final part of Dragon's Den, and the afterword from Ben, the editor. So that's very cool, Fusion. Then we'll go on to ZZAP 64 Annual 2026, a year of C64 gaming highlights. Editorial from Chris Wilkins with memories of Peter Clark, who sadly passed this year. Spelunky review, classic game. Too Little Too Late, the C65 and what might have been. Deadline Demo Party 2024 report. Stefan Vogt. Infestation gets the Sizzler. Pentagroat 2. The Adventure column. Simon Butler's Art Gallery. Why We Were Right and They Were Wrong. Elvira the arcade game, about the difference between the Commodore format and Commodore Force reviews. Captain Ishtar versus Federation's Most Wanted. No, I love that. Clever how it's got so many different gameplay styles. Your Mileage by Veru. Goodbye ZZAP 64. Hello Commodore Force. Ian Osborne once again talking about the change between the two labels. Musketeer gets another good review. There are ZZAP chats for the 40th anniversary. Why we bought ZZAP, our favourite cover tape, favourite issue, being part of ZZAP history. Remember these magazines. And then interview with Andrew Braybrook. Tantu Man review. Games you've probably never played but should have. So yes, Prime Minister. The ZZAP files on the original Gauntlet. ZZAP 64 FM. So interesting idea. We had to make up a mixtape of some of our favourite SID tunes. So there's Robbins. Mine. Paul Morrison. Matt Allen, Dave Simmons. Review of Wolfling Reloaded, currently not available digitally. Inspiration Station, talking to Richard Bayliss. Invasion Anarchy review. Mike Mech 2. Santa's Troubles. Arctic Shipwreck, very strange game that, but clever effect. Portal Buster from Dr. Mortal Wombat. LC Games Space Invaders. Matt Allen with his ZZAP Live report. That event was great fun. Ladybird and Nick Jones, another great interview. And there we go. So that's that. So we must also look at Crash. Crash Annual 2026, a year of spectacular releases. Editorial from Chris. Crash Live. Advert. Hell Tank. Blam. Caught in Controversy. Ian Osborne on rumours and bad things in games. Pulsar, very interesting game, that one. The Crash Files on Myth. History in the Making. Moon RN reviewed. The Legend That Is Elite. Marlow, great game from AmoX. G-Lock R360, a game that should never have been. Yeah, trying to cram that into a Spectrum was a mistake. Crash Investigates Lemmings. Spader's Game, interesting game from Javier Fablani. Remembering Don Priestley, who we sadly lost as well. Bubble in Trouble, good puzzle game. The Crash the Board game, which is good fun. Skynet Road to 1984. The Smash TV review, What Happened? Why was it in black and white when it was in colour? Crash Files on Ikari Warriors. Pleok from Retro Souls, very clever game graphically. The worst Spectrum game ever. Ian Osborne plays Squidge, so you don't have to. Hair Trigger. good game. And there's a map from Mr. Lee Chops. Gordon King's Adventure Trail. Towards a crash smash to escape from Happy Hills. Cursed Castle 2. Screens with Simon Butler. The Inter-Magazine Challenge, which is a feature in Crash. Crash investigates what happened to Virgin's Judge Dredd. I Am the Law. The Dark Knight from Anan UK. Interview with Paul Holmes. Most closely connected with Elite. And then the Oli artwork there. And finally we have the Next Annual 2026. So there will be a cover disc to go with this, which is arriving separately. Next Buzz, Magenta Spectrum Next Free, Nextcade, what's on your free SD card, contents, so it tells you what's on there. Some great demos, various and complete games there to try. Captain Squarejaw gets the Crash Smash. Fiona's Flight Review, Black and White, also Crash Smashes. Confessions of a Spectrum Next Virgin by Ian Osborne, who's gone down the Xberry Pi route. What If Booty was remade for the Next. Saboteur 2 Avenging Angel gets the Smash. Go Mummy. Keep It Clean, Keep It Safe. The vinyl soundtrack for TX1696. Custom Creations. So, Steve Elmer making arcade joysticks, including the Next Fiend one. Glenn Cthulhu, adventure game with amazing graphics. Grelok's Contagion. What If Cyclone was remade? Great artwork there from Simon Butler. Donkey Kong Jr. The Next Interview. Don Superfo. Xberry Pi. Eternal Battle. Hamble's House of Horror. Very strange game. Then a Crash Smash review of I played it myself. Great game from Dave Sonic Clark, Simon Butler and Paul Hesso. Star Warrior, shoot 'em up. Talking to Mike Bailey about C-Spect Emulator. Xenobrigade Extinction. Golden Seas. Webster and the Spiderbots gets the Smash. External keyboard upgrade. Turn the dial up. Are there speed advantages for accelerating classic Spectrum games on the Next? What If Exelon was remade? Again, Simon Butler with the new graphics, and as a QR code for music redone by Paul Hesso. Advert for Retro Gamers Limited. Lone Runner gets a good review. Game map and secrets for Attic Attack. Original art by John Blythe. Map and tips by 9-Bit Color. Very handy Captain Squarejaw playing tips. Programming the Spectrum Next. Following on from last year's annual. And that's the lot. So, huge parcel of stuff. Once again, we have some cool extras. So thank you to Fusion Retro Books and to everyone involved. And I hope you will keep watching the channel for more Retro Shelf, merch stand, unboxing and gameplay videos.